serve off with some tennis. Former world #1 Serena Williams will return to the sport in Abu Dhabi next week, almost 4 months after giving birth. The 36-year-old will play world #7 Jelena Ostapenko in an exhibition match on December the 30th during the Mudala World Tennis Championship. Williams, who has won an Open-era record 23 Grand Slams, is delighted to be returning to the court. The world #22 has not played since winning the Australian Open in January. Japan's Kei Nishikori has withdrawn from the season-opening Brisbane International Tournament as he continues to recover from a wrist injury. The 27-year-old was ranked 9th in the world before sustaining an injury ahead of the Cincinnati Masters in August and has been out of action for more than 4 months, dropping to 22 in the rankings. Last month, Nishikori said he had chosen rehab over surgery and was targeting a return to Brisbane to warm up for the Australian Open. The Brisbane International will be held from December the 31st to January the 7th. And away from tennis to football, the head coach of Fortuna Sittard, Sunday Olise, has led the Dutch second league side to the playoffs for promotion to the Dutch League First Division. The former Super Eagles coach and ex-international has recorded 6 straight league wins to stay top of the league table in the new year and automatic qualification for the playoff. The club side has been seeking promotion to the top flight since 2002 after many failed attempts. Olise was appointed coach of the side in December 2017, in December the 27th, 2016, with the club battling relegation. And with the year gradually coming to an end, the president of the Badminton Federation of Nigeria, Francis Obi, and his counterpart in the Wrestling Federation, Daniel Igali, are hoping for a favorable new year for their athletes. Both presidents frowned at the inability of the athletes to compete at major tournaments this year owing to lack of funds. They say if everything goes according to plan, there's a busy schedule lined up for them, and they hope it comes true.
In the middle of the year, and before the year ran out, we had done 1 international, 2 national championships, and we now have a national ranking for our players. And we are preparing for next year. It's going to be a very busy year. We intend to play in so many tournaments, both outside and within. We want to have senior championships, and then age grade, very critical, grassroots. We want to go for the children.
2018 starts off with the African Championships in Port Harcourt, in our home turf. We're hoping that for the first time we will be able to display talents of our athletes to our fans. 90 gold medals are at stake, and we're going to be vying for every one of those 90 gold medals. It's incredible stuff. We're really excited. We're also looking at the Commonwealth Games coming up in Gold Coast, Australia in April. We're looking at the Governor Dixon Classics, Wrestling Classics in Bielsa in June. We'll have the Governor Wike Wrestling Tournament in November in Port Harcourt. We're going to have our Junior World Championships where we hope to, for the first time, present an athlete. The Cadet World Championships will present an athlete this year. We're going to the World Championships in Bratislava sometime in September. We're going to present hopefully more than 4 athletes. So I look at 2018 as a year of promise for us.
For the first time since the Islamic State militants were driven out of the Iraqi city of Mosul, Christians are able to celebrate Christmas at a church service. Under the Islamic State, public performance of any Christian ritual was dangerous and difficult. Many Christians fled persecution, forcing worshippers to convert to Islam, pay tax, or face the death penalty. During the service, armored vehicles sat outside St. Paul's Church, and inside, white sheets covered up bombed-out window frames. North Korea has reacted to the latest UN sanctions imposed on it last Friday, describing it as an act of war. A statement by the country's foreign ministry says the measures spells a total economic lockdown. The U.S. drafted resolution, unanimously backed by all 15 Security Council members, includes measures to slash North Korea's petrol imports by up to 90%. North Korea is already subject to a number of sanctions from the United States, the United Nations and the EU because its continued ballistic missile test kept intensifying. And Russian opposition politician Alexei Navalny says he has gathered enough nominations to challenge Vladimir Putin in March's presidential elections. His supporters met in 20 cities across the country to secure the signatures. Mr. Navalny is still unlikely to run as the election officials ruled him out because of a corruption scandal, which he says is politically motivated. He told his supporters in Marquis on a snowy riverbank that he would call for a boycott of the elections if he was not allowed to stand. Mr. Navalny is widely regarded as the only candidate with a chance of challenging the president who is seeking a fourth term. And the main news again. President Muhammadu Buhari today thanked Nigerians for their patience in enduring the current fuel scarcity. The president, who was reacting to the lingering crisis for the first time on his Twitter handle, ordered operators in the oil and gas industry to end hoarding and price inflation by marketers. Also today, the Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Mikanti Baru, assured Nigerians that the federal government will continue to make sure the cap of 145 naira per litre for petrol remains in spite of a higher landing cost for the product. And a Christmas service has taken place in the Iraqi city of Mosul for the first time since members of ISIS were driven out of the region. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinlami, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.